after you know, I mean, you already told me. I just saw it. Say it again. Oh, I see. Just the horizontal. Yeah, man, that sounds like you got some hot stuff in that motherfucker. Hey, but Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Akakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this could be an edifying and exhorting count. You know, hey man, we in the second day, 2026. And it's looking up. Remember that picture, the world in 2026? It shows Xi Jinping, it showed Trump, it showed Putin, I believe it showed Kim Jong-un, it showed missiles, or it showed Erdogan on it. I think it showed Modi as well. And then it showed like, syringes and pretty much, hey, this about to be a Lord willing, this gonna be the year all prophecy fulfilled, man. Lord willing. You know the MOTB is coming soon. Okay, they're saying they thwarted a terrorist attack in Charlotte, and the suspect is a Jake. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But there's a lot going on in the Middle East right now. Let's start off with Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 50 and 45, because right now, which the president of Iran, he done straight up declared, said we're at war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. And now Russia is saying, all right, if Europe wants to go to war, hey, we about to go to war with y'all. So we're seeing alliances being formed. Okay, you got all of these protests and stuff going on in Iran, which is Mossad activity. And Trump threatened them. He said if they kill, which they didn't already kill some of them, but he said if they kill any of them, that pretty much they gonna go to war with them, man. Okay, so it's about to go down over there, man. The Lord is stirring hot. You gotta go. Or if you could grab Joel, where he speaks about the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans.
Yep.
Surely the least of the flock shall drive them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them.
And we know this ain't talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon wasn't made desolate. Okay, it was pretty much a surgical strike. When you read Daniel, I believe it's the 5th chapter. Okay, it goes into it, man. So this is referring to America, which is New Babylon, and the least of the flock shall draw them out is the tiny tops, because they want to go to war with Iran. You see what Bibi said when he came over here. He pretty much spoke to Trump. They're trying to say Iran is making ballistic missiles, and he keeps saying they can put a warhead on it, and they want to do away with Israel. And after they do away with us, America's next. They chant death to America. He's saying all of this to get the green light, which he gonna get what he want anyway. But he pretty much, Trump said it. He was like, yeah. Trump said if they're making ballistic missiles, then we agree they should be attacked. And he said if they're building up their nuclear facilities again, he said then we're going to immediately attack, because Russia is building nuclear facilities in Iran. Okay, so hey, it's just a whole lot going on. It's on fire over there right now. Okay, so Israel is about to pull America into a war with not just Iran, but Russia and China and North Korea, because North Korea said they're gonna stand with Iran. So So this war it's about to turn into a world war, man. What you gotta do?
You want to go up 3?
Yeah. Which one? Where's it at? Where it speaks about the government? What is this?
This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Claim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Yeah, we in a time of war, like the scriptures say, there's a time and place for everything, man. Okay, and we've been in a spiritual war, being in the faith. Alright? But the Lord is about to manifest war on the earth, man. It's gonna be civil unrest, okay, sedition, okay, because people gonna see, like, you already got Edomites, they can see that the tiny tops is running the government, man. And now BB is saying, yeah, we need to, pretty much, they about to take away the First Amendment. He's saying, yeah, we need to control social media, we need to control what people say, so the famine of the word is coming. Because we know they really want to target the prophets. Okay? But we in a time of war, man. And you can clearly see it if you on your watch. Alright? It's about to go down, man. And they're setting the stage for a T attack. Okay? And they saying ISIS and most likely they're gonna try to link it to Iran because they're trying to say that Hamas is in Venezuela, Hamas is coming in America. When you listen to that guy BB talk, man, it's funny, man.
Yeah, when he's talking about that, he threw that little slip Mar-a-Lago up in there. When he was talking about Iran's nuclear capabilities and shit. He said, it'd be maybe New York next, or maybe Mar-a-lago.
Yeah.
That's
how he be talking. Yeah. And then he was talking about when everything he say.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Everything he say is like, you can't take this dude. Like, what's his name? What's the nigga name, man? He interviewed. He made Bad Baby famous. What's his name?
What?
No. He made it. Him, Dr. Phil. So Dr. Phil was interviewing BB, right? BB was like, yeah, we gotta control the internet because people are saying that we're committing, the G word, and people are saying that we run the U.S. government, and then he was trying to say we're not committing the G word, Hamas killing them. We're telling the civilians to leave, so because we're about to come through and attack, but Hamas is killing the civilians. That guy's hey man, the Lord is using that guy. And Trump is gonna do whatever he say. But you gotta go.
Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears.
Yeah, because we in a time of war, man. Okay? And they done signed that bill, we ain't forgot, like a 2 ago. If you between the ages of 18 and 26, pretty much you gonna be enlisted. And we in a time where nobody's to fight. Alright, the saying goes, hard times create strong men, good times create weak men, something like that. And this generation today, they ain't trying to go to war, man. You got it, bro.
It says, verse 10 again. I knew that was gonna be clear. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yeah, let the weak say, I am strong, because Orion, they like, if we get hit, we gonna immediately retaliate harder than the 12-day war. They saying they gonna hit all the U.S. bases in the region. Okay, you got North Korea, they ready. All right, he done said before they ready to go nuke for nuke with America. So you got these nations that were weaker, okay, that you would think they're crazy to challenge America. Hey, they can smoke now. And then also Russia signed that defense treaty with North Korea that if one of them is in a war, they gotta help each other. That's why North Korea sent soldiers to help in the Ukraine war. So if anything was to happen in North Korea, Russia would have to militarily intervene. So, the alliances is formed. Okay, they're not gonna let the U.S. and Israel and the UK. They're not going to allow them to just all team up and overthrow the Ayatollah, man. Okay, Russia straight unacceptable. You know, they're not going to lose their foot in Middle East, man. They done already pretty much lost Syria. I mean, they still got military there, but they're not going to lose Iran. And as we know, Ezekiel the 38th chapter says that Russia is going to be a guard on the Persian, man. The Persians are the Iranians. Even I think Bibi said that. He called them most noble Persians, or it was somebody over there that said it. But you got to know.
Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Ooh, hey, that's the spirit. Hey, Salakia, real quick, we're going to have to read that again. I just got an article. It says Iran opened fire on protesters despite Trump threat. So, which they done already killed some, but it seems like they're doing it again. And so, hey, Trump gonna have to hold true to his word. But the reason why Trump said that, told them not to kill the so-called civilians that's protesting, is because it's a whole Mossad operation. You know, they're trying to cause civil unrest, trying to overthrow their government from the inside out. And Iran knows it, you know? And they use terms like, oh, the women is being mistreated and, you know, them having to cover up, which Iran pretty much said, like, we ain't really mandating the hijab like that no more, you know? Which they gotta do that because battling the wine of America. But, hey, them motherfuckers in the Taliban, though, them motherfuckers don't give a fuck. But, I believe they shot down a U.S. Reaper drone the other day. Which they're saying the U.S. got another drone in the Persian Gulf spying on Iran. It's about to go down, man. You know, but people don't see it. But you gotta go.
Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Yeah, because the Lord, he's the one, like it says in Isaiah the 13th chapter, the Lord of hosts mustered the battle. The Most High, he controls the different kings of the earth. Scriptures say the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever he will. So he's putting it in the minds of the kings to prepare for war, man. Okay? You got it, bro.
It says, thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yep. And the Lord, he's going to have this third war start in the so-called Middle East. Okay? Which Trump, he said like a month or two ago, yeah, they've been saying for years World War III was starting in the Middle East and I stopped it. Look at what he's doing. How you stop it and you just threaten Iran? And now you gotta hold true to those words because they just did exactly what you wanted them not to do. You know, talking about, yeah, we gotta help the Christians. That's what these devils saying now. You know, BB talking about, yeah, you know, the Christians, they'll be safe in Israel. You know, we gotta help them. We gotta stop the persecution of them in the Middle East. And they mentioning Africa. They trying to open up another front in Africa, man. So it's just so many fronts being open, man. So much war, and the whole world is seeing like, the only way is we gotta go to war with these niggas because that whole assassination that took on Putin, Ukraine wasn't able to do that by themselves, and Russia's that, man. That was a CIA slash, you know, UK, you know, they all was involved in that, man. They all was involved in that shit, man. And Putin knows it. So now it's up. And Zelensky know he can't go back to Ukraine now. He gotta hide now because they gonna get his ass now. They could have been got him. Putin called off the call, man. But now, hey, you didn't awoke in the bear now. Hey, that's why it says in Isaiah the 13th chapter, they shall not regard their gold or silver, man. It's gonna get to a point where the Russians ain't gonna want to talk no more. Because they gonna remember all this shit that you done did to them, man. You got it, bro.
And
I think that was the point.
To add a little context to it, you know, hey, a lot of this starts with you know, global economics and trade and whatnot. Because when you go down to why America would be, continuing to try to attack Nigeria, or attack Venezuela, they're trying to regain footholds where obviously BRICS is starting to come in and starting to combat America's global hegemony on the petrodollar. So hey, it's a battle of resources and whatnot. And what America did before, when Russia attacked Ukraine, going into all of that, they hit them with sanctions and stuff like that, and embargoes, and they tried to ruin Russia's sovereignty as far as being a nation. But the ruble, which because of their trade with these other countries, China and countries that didn't want to deal with America anymore, the ruble actually became one of the most valuable currencies in the world. All right. Meanwhile, in 2026, you have the dollar as weak as it's ever been in comparison to, we compare it to these different precious metals like gold and silver, and they've been ripping. They're saying that gold or silver is supposed to rip another $10-15. And what does that mean? It means that people aren't trusting the U.S. dollar. They also, through the spirit I had sent in the chat, they're looking to push this crypto bill, and what that'll do is that'll allow finally the U.S. government to incorporate regulation over the crypto market. All right. Remember, Trump said that America's going to be the crypto capital of the world. How they do that? They have to do it through their infrastructure. I was talking to ChatGPT about it, and they were saying no, they're not anti-crypto at all. They're also not necessarily getting rid of the dollar right now. What they're doing is, by these banks setting up, you got Fed now, you got these banks like JP Morgan setting up their bank coins and stuff like that. When they pin it to the dollar and they pin it to Bitcoin and pin it to Ethereum and stuff like that, it allows the government, the U.S. government, to have that oversight over the crypto market, which means they're already making money on it. Which means what? Their goal, and what Chat was saying is, right now in this phase, because Esau deals with gradualism, right now what they're trying to do is they're going to start phasing out physical dollars. The dollar will still be around. They're still pinning it to a digital version of that dollar, but they're trying to phase out the physical dollar. Why? Because it removes anonymity. Meaning if I give this brother a $5 bill, Esau can't track that. But when you incorporate everything into that's why you got the crypto wallets. Even on like Venmo, Cash App, you can buy into these cryptos and stuff. You can send people crypto. Yeah, that's convenient, but it puts everything on that blockchain. Going back to that overall control. But if you're not watching, if you're just worried about what's going on in pop culture and sports, you're not seeing that they're laying the foundation to leave you people holding NB-ass FRNs, man, while they're holding all the currency. So just on that, it's so much going on because hey, it's making sense that if this war is starting to kick off, we know according to prophecy that one prophecy isn't going to skip over another. We're not going to go to nukes flying before this MOTB is set up, and we're seeing that they're setting it up. It's continuing to be gradually, but they're creeping it in, and nobody's combating. A lot of that big beautiful bill that goes into effect, that went into effect yesterday, incorporates your like the brothers going into a couple weeks ago. Your AI, they're making an AI oversight where no states can combat the federal AI laws. Same thing with this crypto. All right, so now that they control the control the money, they're gonna control. I was watching Elder Atazawam earlier speaking on. They're talking about just straight up taking free speech away because with AI and shit, they can't tell what's real or fake. But ultimately, they're trying to combat, tiny top hate, man. You see it on TV and shit like that. Stop tiny top hate, man. They're pushing that. So with the they saying they thwarted that false flag. They're pushing ISIS, which is they're saying it's anti-Sim rhetoric. We see how they're setting everything up, man. It's gonna be a hell of a year, man.
It was an ad they show on Facebook. It did Jake, a young Jake man. They was talking about anti-Sim, so talking about some and you see one of them people get beat up or something, whatever what we do. So they always already showing you, man, for one, they trying to demonize Jake, alright, and make it seem like, they try to make us the haters of them, they try to make us submit to not hate them, which is all, by design.
Yeah, and they about to, because BB, he was saying that shit, man, when he was sitting with them U.S., U.S. officials and tiny top officials, they was in their room, he was like, got to open up another front on the minds of the American people. Pretty much, he's saying, look, we need to control what's going on social media. You know, we need to. So, what they about to target? Hey, famine of the word is coming, man. You know, time is coming. We ain't gonna be out here speaking, man. That's why you gotta get it when it's hot. You know, cause you gonna wish you got it when it's over, man. All said and done, when Esau come with that great rap. Hey, and I gotta look back into what's up with the UK right now, cause he told. Remember, he said it. Keir Starmer said pretty much, you know, you gotta have a digital ID, and I believe it was by January 1st. So I gotta look into that. But hey, it's a lot going on, and we're at the point now where the groundwork, everything is ready. They already got the C-Hip been ready. They already got the whole digital, the foundation. Everything is ready. They just need a catalyst to bring it in. You know, and that's where we heading. But you gotta know.
You wanted that Jeremiah yet?
Yeah. And did you close it?
Proverbs 1.
Just hold something else.
I was still holding that Joel 3.
Oh, that's it on Joel.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, and that's the same the prophets is doing today, man. War, evil, and pestilence is coming, and they're saying that measles is spreading crazy at two of the busiest airports when people was traveling for Christmas and shit. They saying that the measles was spreading like crazy in this airport. So, you know, we're gonna see what happens with that. All right, but it's gonna be more pestilence. It's gonna be more, you know, wars popping up. You know, the Ibrahim guy, he done banned all U.S. citizens from going over there, man. You know, everybody see what time we in, but you dumbass Americans, man. Y'all just stuck on stupid. Just caught up in the sauce, man. Esau, he got you right when he wants you, man. He got these sports in your face, you know. He got this celebrity drama in your face. You know, all kind of distractions keep you people stuck on stupid, man.
They call it goy feed. They call it goy feed. Because, and I watched the brother Yawanathan in Dallas, or he used to be brother Yawan, he was going into that. He was like, yeah, goy, they call it goy feed, and it's not just what you eat, that's a part of it, but it's your entire, when you step back a second, how they set up your whole life is all goy feed. What you watch on TV, fucking these reality TV shows that's just poisoning the mind of these women. Love and Hip Hop Miami, Baddies, Bad Girls Club, all these different shows. You know, these reality TV shows. Even, you know, even the news, that's goy feed. Hey, the sports. Hey, so I saw somebody break down sports, and they broke it down beautifully, and it makes sense. Like, there's nothing wrong if you like to watch these sports. But you got these guys, especially think about in the barbershop.
I don't know.
You got these guys, they can tell you, you know, what color LeBron's shoes was in 2004 or some shit like that, but don't know what's going on in the news. That was all by design. They give these men that are pretty much nobodies when you think about it. They're cheering on other grown ass men, you know, that's performing. You know, and then we already know it's all fucked up and shit now, but you know, you got guys that really get into this shit. There was an Edomite that killed his damn family, shot his daughter in the head over a football game, man. And we already know this shit is compromised,
yeah,
bro.
Them Edomites, man, they be busting their TVs. Hey, Jake got the jerseys hanging up.
Yep.
Like that nigga Cash Nash, he just worship LeBron. Oh, I seen LeBron, he looked at me. Some groupie boyfriend shit, man.
It's an ongoing trend on TikTok. They call LeBron their glorious king. They say our glorious king LeBron. Yeah, bro, they be glazing the shit out.
They be doing that, man. Idolizing these, like the young niggas. That nigga Castanet was at a young boy concert. Nigga started crying when he was looking. And them young niggas be doing that, man. They straight up worship that nigga. You see what happened to Kai? You went there crying. Hey, now your girl left you for him. You know? But, yeah, man, you know, hey, Esau got you right where he wants you. He got you right on stupid mode, but the ones he really want is the elect. He can't get the elect. As Yahweh Shai said, you know, no man is able to pluck them out of my hand. He said, the gates of hell shall not prevail against it, man. So Esau is really who he wants. You know, he ain't worried. He got them right where he wanted. He's not worried about them. He's worried about the ones he can't get. I gotta get them, man. He wants the elect. And Yahweh Shai, he spoke a parable. He spoke about a guy that has 100 sheep. You know, if one sheep leave, you know, pretty much he rejoiced over finding that one sheep over the 99 that he already got. You know, so, you know, Esau, he really wants the men of the Lord, man. And that's why Apostle Tahar, he deemed this the year of apostates, sellouts, and, you know, we already see what's going on with Hakai and them. He just totally changed. I don't even hear them say the names anymore. It's always Christ and Jesus, and they don't even say the names, man. And that's a damn shame, man. Esau done bought you niggas. And you can buy a nigga cheap. He probably giving them four bands a month. Some little shit. You know? Then he gonna turn on them. That's why the scriptures say never trust your enemy, man. You already know too much. Tell Esau gonna use you, but as soon as he don't need you no more, he gonna toss you. Hey, I just saw an article. Xi Jinping said that's how America is down. He said America only cares about its own interests, and if it has to betray its own allies to get its interest, it won't hesitate to do that. So if this nigga will betray, you see how they done did Europe, you see how they done did Germany, you know. How you think Esau gonna do you niggas that sold it? You know? Never trust thine enemy, man. Matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. It's about 12, bro. And now it's breaking news. It says Russia files diplomatic requests asking U.S. to stop pursuing oil tankers. The U.S. ain't about to listen to them niggas. Everybody is realizing, look, you can't talk to Babylon. Babylon only speaks the language of war. That's it. You gotta go. Sirach 12 and 10, I think it is.
This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron restive, so is his wickedness.
Yeah, so never trust your enemy, man. And you sell out niggas. You really think Esau gonna be loyal to you, man? He don't want us knowing we Israel, period, man.
Cut him off.
Yeah, he don't want us knowing this. So yeah, he gonna use you guys. Yeah, take away the name, take away this, take away that. Tell him to take the MOTB. And as soon as he see, yeah, I don't need you no more. he gonna murk you niggas. And Elder Yashawamba, I was listening to a video he did, and he mentioned a dream he had. He said how pretty much I guess they was among some elite, or they was among some kind of Edomites, right? And the Edomites was wanting them to teach them the scriptures. So Elder Yashawamba said in the dream, he said they went through the scriptures with these Edomites, right? Mm-hmm. And he said they were feeding them, you know, taking care of them. Then he said the spirit told him that they was gonna throw them off to some sharks. Pretty much they got what they needed, you know, they wanted to hear the explanation of certain scriptures. And he said that they was about to kill him, man. They was about to throw him to some sharks. But he said it had alerted them. But just using that to show you, like, once Esau get what he needs, he just turned on you, man.
That's been the ongoing running theme. Cause I watched that new Avatar today and shit. That's the ongoing theme in Avatar, man. It really goes back to the nature of Esau. And also, I gotta mention something else, bro. I don't want to quench the spirit, but you know, they put out a Disney movie called Hoppers, and what they did was they're trying to. It's a Disney movie, it's Pixar, so it's animated. But what they're doing is, because we in this AI age and shit like that, you know, like they're incorporating technology and shit like that. But what they're doing is, basically they were able to transfer the consciousness of a human into a damn animal and animals to talk to other animals. That's what the movie's about. And that show you they trying to do that shit on the left hand side, you know, and we thinking about the right hand side of spiritual power. You know, hey, we might be able to talk to the animals and stuff like that. But Esau's trying to accomplish all these things on the left. You know, and they put the average person be like, oh, they put it in the cartoon, it's all cute. But I looked at that show, I was like, wait a minute. They trying to transfer human consciousness into animals to be able to speak with other animals and shit. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, going back to that scripture though, it's making me think about the whole Black Panther movement. I'll show you in the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, how pretty much they had their confidential agent. You know, he was a security, and pretty much, you know, Esau had paid him and used him for what he did, you know, to infiltrate and all that, and they killed the leader. But then years later, they aired this nigga on the TV, and they exposed him. They put confidential agent. They exposed this nigga, and when he seen it, he killed himself. But that's how they found out, you know, that he was a CI. But that show you the nature of Esau, man. He just threw that shit on the air. Like, damn, bro. But that's how he is. Once he don't see no use in you no more, and this is a fucking heathen. Xi Jinping said it about America, man. So all you niggas, you deserve what you gonna get, bro. Cause Esau gonna turn on all you niggas, man.
That's the running trend. Like you said, when Esau don't need you no more, he get rid of you.
He do it in the entertainment. Yeah. He do it in the music industry. A nigga can make platinum songs and, you know, platinum albums. Once Esau see he don't, hey, that's just the nature. They do it in everything, man. They do it in the UFC. Dana White is he's a straight devil, man. You know. But you see how they do people, man. They do it in the fucking sports world. Once Esau, yeah, we didn't made a lot of money off of you, but you just ain't got it no more.
I was gonna mention that he cut these women off now because he didn't under that big beautiful bill. A lot of these nursing degrees and shit aren't considered professional anymore.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that.
So that's one, but also with these grants, these child care grants, because these women were able to get child care grants if they're single mothers and shit like that, because that's usually who uses child care. Yeah. So they could go and work, and they would get grants where it would be a lower price, you know, that they would have to pay for child care. Yeah. And now Trump then froze these fucking grants. Yeah. You know, so
they gotta pay they gotta pay the daycare, they gotta pay, yeah. And then it didn't went into effect January 1st, the whole student loan. Trump didn't remove. So now they're saying they can take up to 15% of your paycheck. So people, hey, Isaiah 4:1, we in that time, man. Hey, all that pride gonna have to be tossed out the window. Now you gotta start approaching men, you know. So hey, we in beautiful times, man. We in a season of victory, man. Victory for the elect. What you gotta know? I do want to get that Amos. You go Amos 8.
That was it on Jeremiah 28.
What was the other scripture you said?
Proverbs 20.
You said Proverbs 1.
Proverbs like in verse around like 24. This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 23. It says, turn my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And the Lord has done it by way of his servants, the prophets. Verse 24, it says, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But you have set at not all my counsel and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes.
Yeah, so the Lord, hey, nobody gets away, man. All that laughing and hee ha ha. You know, people been scoffing and talking shit. The Lord about to put an end to all this, man. All that talking shit, laughing in the middle of the Lord, and the Lord about to, hey, you got a reward coming. What you got to know?
It says, verse 27, it says, when your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me.
Yeah, and friends, they just spine up. I done seen tornadoes form, man. And that's how, people, it's just gonna, hey, it's all gonna hit you, man. Read that verse again.
Yep. It says, verse 27, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Yeah, so once the Lord remove his men from the highways and hedges, people gonna want answers. Because when that happened, all hell done broke loose. You know? And we fastly approaching that, man, where they're about to, come down on brothers. Hey, they've been making moves behind the scenes, man. Remember Trump, he signed them executive orders with the tiny tops to crack down anti-Sem. They've been laying everything, getting everything ready, man, behind the scenes. Okay? To target the men of the Lord. And when that happens, that means the elect is sealed. And hey, you just out here. If you ain't get it, you just out here, man. You a sheep without a shepherd, man. Anything can happen to you. And this is gonna be a time that history has never seen before. There's been famines. There's been times of war and great death, but not like the time that we're fastly approaching. The scripture says it's not been a time like this, nor shall there ever be, man. Because Esau about to come with great wrath. These devils got the knowledge that the Israelites have awakened, okay, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahushua. They know he's coming. They know about the salt UFOs, man. Okay, you had a chariot flying in Dubai during New Year's, man. So these devils, they see what time we in. They know that they gotta get things moving because their kingdom is running out of time. So he's about to come with that great wrath, like the scripture say, man. You gotta go.
Verse 28 again, it says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Yeah, so then you don't want to hear the words of the Lord, but you ain't gonna be able to, man. And even if you do get lucky to come across a man of the Lord, that's gonna be a rare thing to happen. Because the Lord gonna have his men put up. But if you do get lucky to come across a man of the Lord, we ain't about to be going into scriptures anymore, man. Now amongst the 1/3, they gonna believe. But anybody else, man, you should have listened before all hell broke loose. We ain't about to, a nigga, now you wanna hear, now you wanna ask questions. Now you wanna know what we were saying on the house and hedges. It's too late, man. Because brothers came out week in and week out, doing the work for years, man. Diligently doing the work, doing the sit downs. And when it all come to pass, hey, ain't gonna be the time to be teaching your black ass, man. You should have listened in. You gotta go.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Yep, it's gonna be a famine of the word. Is that it?
Yeah, that's one.
Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the day is said the Lord Yahweh. Thou will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And the Lord gonna bring a famine of hearing the words of the Lord, man. Hey, because in Esau NWO, they want to ban religion. They want to be God. I was listening to a video Elder Yashawamba had did on that. You had this devil. He was like, I'm going to be God. And pretty much, I forget how I said it, but, ain't nobody getting in my way. Along the lines of that, These devils actually think that they can be like the Most High, and the scriptures say that. Alright, they say I will be like the Most High. Okay? So, and going back to what the bro was saying, that's what all this technology, they feel if they can merge man with machine, they can make you smarter, they can make you live longer, it's going to be so many miracles this devil is going to use to deceive the masses, but the whole motive is to make you a slave, man. This devil, he's so wicked. He want to know what you're thinking. He wants to be like the Most High. He wants to know how many people on the planet.
He wants to know what you're thinking. He wants to know what he wants total control. That's why they want you to have that chip. They can track whatever you buying. You know, they can say, oh, you spending too much on this. We don't need you buying it. You know, you're not going to be able to have any freedom at all, man. You won't have no privacy, none of that, man.
You've exceeded your boy right
This
now.
devil watch you popping your woman.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, it was reports how they put cameras in the TVs and shit. He got it, man. We cannot keep living in a world ruled by Esau. I mean, just look at everything's fucked up. Everything. Men and women can't even talk no more. It like, how do you do that? But Esau, he'll blame it on somebody else. You know, he never wants to accept accountability. Just like with him destroying the earth, this nigga say global warming. Oh, it's because you breathing too much. We gotta put a carbon tax on you. You know, he's the devil, man, and the whole world is gonna see it, man. You'll see why we've been telling you the so-called white man is the devil. You gotta go.
Yeah, this show that's coming out, it probably already came out, but it is going into about a guy, you know, he's talking about what if your eyes and your ears can be hacked or some shit. So we're going to some digital shit. But that way Esau Hill want you to implant you with the C hill and be able, that's why they want the brain implant, but they want more than you take it in your hand or anything. Alright, because he do want to actually see through your eyes and hear what you know, hear your thoughts and all these different shit. Man,
He wanna control your thoughts.
Yeah.
He wanna control your dreams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they said they had some nigga hooked up to a machine and shit. They starting to be able to kind of track their dreams and shit, man. You know, they're able to kind of throw patterns, like they can see the patterns. It's not like high definition yet, but they saying they can tap into people's dreams.
Yep, they're saying too that in jail, I don't know if they started it or pretty much you had this chick, she did a video and she's an insider, but she was saying that they're coming up with a way to where people pretty much say if you facing 10 years in prison, they could put this device in your brain to where it'll simulate like you did 10 years and in a short time, and then you can get out. And she was saying how pretty much it'll make you a perfect citizen. You won't do crime anymore. You won't have to spend 10 years in prison. You can just take that device and pretty much that's your 10 years. It'll be like a simulation. So, you know, that's just one tactic for Esau to put that device in you. Hey, also they could say, look, if you take this device, hey, we'll shorten your sentence. What you think people gonna do? That's why I say he calls them all both small and great, rich and poor, free and blind. Because they want the prisoners too. You know? But yeah, let's get that next one.
Alright, verse 12. Verse 12, and it says, they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
Yeah, so you gonna want to hear this word, but you ain't gonna find it, man. Because once again, the Lord, he gonna have his men put up, man. Scripture speaks about being pilgrims on the earth. You know, we ain't gonna be out here, you know, bringing it out. And I can see some guys being over righteous. Oh, y'all scared. They gonna come out here, man. Esau gonna run down on them niggas, man. Lock them niggas, throw them in the paddy wagon. Literally pick them up, throw their ass back. They still in the garment and shit. Hey, man. Just like, right? He fucking pushed the cop off of him. They locked his ass up. He talking about, I'll go to jail for the Lord. Something like that he said. We got a scoffer on the comment? Tell me why. Let me see what they say. Who is Jesus? We worship Yahweh over here. Trying to pull it up, please. See. Yeah, you gotta
Job. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was
scoffing ass nigga.
placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Yeah, Esau, you're not gonna win forever, man. This devil thinks that everything is just gonna go his way forever. The Lord bless you for a certain time, but now we're at the end of your time, man. This is the 250 years this year. It's up. And look, we only in January 2nd and all this popping. Trump threatening Iran, and it's like, damn. I thought this guy said he was gonna stop all the wars. I thought he was gonna stop the Ukraine war in 24 hours. You know, I thought he was gonna do all this and that, and the whole list he was gonna bring. He was gonna expose the list. And you people fell for it, man. You fell for it. You gotta go.
Yep. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Yeah, because Esau's not gonna win forever. Now he's about to lose. Now he's about to get the precious. You got it.
And the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment.
Yeah, the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment, because Esau is the biggest hypocrite on the earth, man. The biggest hypocrite. He want to point fingers and accuse us, but look at what this guy's doing. Look at what he's doing on these islands and shit, man. And he thinks just because man don't see it, nobody sees it. The Lord sees it, man. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He sees everything you devils do. You know, here it is, this devil popping little kids, you know, but we can't deal with a chick until she's 18. And then if you do deal with a chick and she's 18, it's still an issue. Because, oh, that's a little girl. She too, what can you have in common with her? Men and women ain't supposed to have shit in common, man. It's that American shit. In the ancient world, arranged marriages were for a business, bro. It was for your legacy, okay? And it was business at the end of the day. You know, love came later. You know, all this, you gotta get to know each other and go on a date and all this dating outs. Man, this place is hell, man. This place is hell. I seen a video, right, and it spoke about online dating for the average man. And it was showing a bunch of scene and red, and, you know what I mean? Like, man, this place is just hell, bro.
Shit, men that pivoted, though.
You gotta deal with a single mom, a divorced woman, all that trauma and bodies on her. Man, this place is hell, man. You could be 25, why you dealing with an 18-year-old? Like that's like she a 5-year-old or some shit. That's how this world treated. You know? What you got, bro?
It says, verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens.
Yeah, because Esau, this is his kingdom. And it ain't no denying that. You cannot deny that this is Esau world. The so-called white man is hosting. Just look who faces on the map. It ain't no denying it. But you got niggas out there, no, man. We all equal. You got it, bro.
It says, and his hair reach unto the clouds.
Yeah, because this is his kingdom. When you don't get kingdoms, man, alright? You going head first into captivity once this place go down. Beginning with the elites.
Verse 7, yet he shall perish
and
forever.
the Lord set that up beautifully, man. The masterminds behind everything are the first ones going into slavery. Okay? Because the elites, they're the ones that fought, man. They're the ones that pretty much, you know, like it says in Michael the 2nd chapter, how they arise upon the, pretty much let's grab it real quick. Yeah, there you go. Let's grab it real quick. Because the elites do that. You know? They sit in these rooms and think about world domination and how to get rid of us. And they think about all these things, man. Everything that's going on right now is a CIA operation. You know, social media, but all of this was a CIA operation, bro. Men versus women, and all to get control of the kids of the next generation.
And Esau was thinking in decades.
Remove the father out the house, and Esau was thinking decades ahead. Drugs in the hoods, guns in the hoods, black culture, music, hip hop, rap. All of this was a CIA operation, man.
This gender war, it like blew up overnight. Like this shit just came out of nowhere.
It's a damn shame. And what it is, the main problem is women are too proud. And they got they got too much freedom, too much liberty. You know, a woman shouldn't be able to choose. Because they always choose wrong. Just throughout all of this liberty women had, what have they done with it? They've done nothing. They haven't become inventors. They didn't do anything to better the world. All they did was be super sluts and talk shit about men on the internet. You know, these bitches will be dating prison niggas, get pregnant by ain't shit niggas. Not all men ain't shit because of your decisions. You know?
Shit, I spoke to this correct today. He said that he got divorced. His wife left him. She was it's correct too.
Wow.
Wife left him, took put him on child support, kicked him out the house. The family wasn't fucking with him no more, and she moved a new nigga into the house, man. You know?
That's how it goes.
Couldn't see his daughter and shit.
That's why, that's why you gotta have your own shit, man.
Yeah.
You cannot be in a position where you living with a woman, or where her name is on the lease. You gotta have everything in your own name, because these women will do that. They will try to kick you out, do all that extra shit, man. You know, I done been there, man. You paying all the bills, this bitch kick you out. Man, fuck that.
Knowing you don't got nobody to help.
Yeah, but if they do find a new nigga that'll pay the bills, they'll move that nigga in. Like what Moses said in that situation, man. You know? But this is all Esau's fault.
They want you to have sympathy for you, man.
Yeah, I want you to feel bad. That's another thing. Women, they don't never tell what they did. Oh, he was a narcissist. He was abusive. He was crazy. Bitch, what did you do? No, I was a good woman. You know.
Especially when they be on their second, third marriage. There be some of these millennial women that's on their second, third marriage, bro. It was a dude I used to wait, and this nigga was the fourth husband.
Hi, that nigga's a loser.
He was on his second marriage, she was on her fourth.
That's a loser ass.
But there's nothing wrong with her.
This the one that she went to sleep with the nigga, bro.
Hey, like that balloon, like that pop the balloon show, when that chick, she popped the balloon because she said his pants was too tight. This dude was making over $200,000 a year, bro. She didn't even know it. Because women are dumb. You gotta be a dreadhead, tats on your neck, fake ass Cuban zirconium. Gotta have on the 500, 600 Jordans, and they going for that nigga. That nigga don't got a house, he ain't got a car, he ain't got nothing going but a bunch of baby mamas. But them the ones they be want. But yeah, she popped this balloon, right? And she got 3 different baby daddies. And he was like, what's wrong with them? And she's like, I don't know. Pretty much she was making it like them guys was the problem. He was like, nah, maybe there's something wrong with you. And then all the women popped their balloons when they heard it.
There you go.
You know?
Women always sticking together on shit like that. Come against a man out
they stick together. But then women hate each other the most. They love destroying families. They love to see a woman destroy her family. They will tell her, yeah, do better, yeah. They will gas this bitch up just to destroy her family and laugh at her, man. And women fall for it. Any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman.
They do that shit out of spite.
They be missing. You know?
And they start that everybody saying they start that shit off early. It was a red pill motherfucker that was going into it. Cause think about it, we as young men, us like going in, we was in school. What happened when recess come for us? We out there playing sports. You know, we dunking the ball and shit like that, throwing the ball. You we running around horse race like bullshit. The girls, they was already gossiping around each other, making this one girl feel bad. So women been they own enemy and shit. Men just didn't. They were never hip to it because one, society never prepared you to the reality of these women is they conniving as hell. They deceitful. They gonna try to get over on you. But hell, once men become young men, and they're in their early teens and shit, all they thinking about getting to the box. So then these women can emotionally manipulate them. That also stunts their emotional growth. Because once dudes start wanting them sexually, they don't have to grow anymore. Because that's gonna want to be with her just because she's a woman. And that's what's fucked everything up too.
Everything is just fucked up, man. Esau gotta be put down.
Yep.
But you gotta be put down.
Yep. It says verse 7. It says, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Yeah, that's gonna be the reality for you Edomites. Alright? Though you on the top right now, it's gonna come a day where Obadiah verse 18 your ass. Somebody talking shit again?
Yeah, we got scoffers on this.
Oh yeah, when you go diagonally, you have some everybody.
What's up, man? You love you, man. Have a blessed day. Bugged out.
It says, verse 7, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yeah, and he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Yeah, because once we Obadiah verse 18, Esau, after his 1,000 years of captivity, life goes on. Esau is going to be like a dream. It's going to be like when you talk about Bigfoot. It's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be like where, like you said, we ain't going to see no pale devils anymore. You know?
In Isaiah 14, it says that the heathen going to say, they going to look narrowly upon him and say, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms?
Ain't no way this nigga ruled.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Esau, that time, Esau was in his glory, man. Esau was respected by the heathen. Everybody wanted to be like America.
Yeah, the white man.
But now it's like, man, we don't need y'all. Fuck y'all.
Yep.
Hell with y'all. We want to destroy y'all. You know? Yeah, so Esau, hey, his expiration date is coming, man. And when he done away with, we ain't gonna talk about you. We ain't gonna think about you. Okay, life goes on. We ain't gonna have no artifacts, no ancient relics. Yeah, ain't gonna have no museum. This is you got a bottle of sunscreen in a museum. This is what the Edomites used to put on in Babylon. You know, you got a pack of Newports, right? Yeah, cigarette. We ain't gonna have that, man. You know? Yeah, it's over for Esau, man. It's over.
That's why they redact the hell out of the Epstein files, man. It was hundreds and hundreds of files completely blacked out. But Esau do what Esau does, they hack into the files or encrypted the files, and a lot of it show, these doubles were underage, kids, with minors and such, man. Alright, but hey, that's why this place is proving itself to be hypocritical. Alright, because look, they made this new one in YouTube that if you have any minors, anything in your video or your target audience, you gotta put your videos as such, it's made for children, and where a lot of times the comments gotta be all, it's restricted, in certain areas. All right, so they'll do that to the people. What about these politicians, these judges? All right, these presidents, these celebrities, all right, these people in high places, that shows you they're not under the same laws or the same governance that the regular people are. All right, look at Epstein, man. undisclosed island and be good, man. But the Lord is about to bring these people down, man. And, you know, we want to do it ourselves. The Heavenly Father got to bring them down not only from the inside out, but Shai got to make his return. All right? And this how you know, man, that 3-Eye Atlas thing, you know, it's something more than an asteroid. Because if it was an asteroid, it would have been and came and passed. Every time I look up, you know, every now and then, you know, W77 have a video on it. You know, they got new information on it. Like, damn, that's for sure a charity, man. Yeah. You know, so hey, the Lord out there, man, waiting to return, crack them clouds, man. All right, that could be the Archangel Michael. Man, don't tell them when they charity, man. All right, that could be Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and you know, we watch comic book movies and different things, teaching the mindset of Yahweh Shai, man. Hey, he coming back in royalty, man. All right, he left on a chariot and went back on the chariot. All right, so we in beautiful times, man. You know, our salvation is nearer than we believe. All right, you got second Ephesians 6. Okay.
Chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Yep.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Yep, it's high time to awake out of sleep, because our salvation is nearer than we believe. And since we came into this place, was that Ezekiel 37? I believe we're talking about, you know, we was dry bones. All right, so we was asleep, man. We was lost in the sauce. We didn't know what the hell was going on, but the Lord, you know, started with Abba Bibbins. All right, you know, the Lord put the Spirit on him to turn our spirit, our heart, our minds back to the Father. All right, you know. So, hey, man, so we had to wake out of sleep, wake out of slumber, man. That slumbering state. All right, we was dead spiritually. But the Lord had to put life in us, man. All right, so, hey, now it's high time to wake out of sleep. All right, our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. Hey, it can happen in 2026, man. Our salvation can happen, man. You gotta believe. It really can, man. All this going on, all right, this society is crumbling before our very eyes, man. Look at this holiday season, man. Won't nobody really think about no fucking Christmas like that. All right, yeah, you see the decorations and shit, but the spirit, the mirth of this place is gone, man. All right, you know, people, you see some of everybody, you know, it went from the club spirit, then you see some of every people, all people in these bars. You see some 2/3, they go to the club, they hitting the bars, man. Because before, that used to be mainly an Edomite place. All right, the bars and stuff. Now you can get killed at a bar, you know. They made it legal to conceal and carry out here. All right, you know, as soon as they did that, man, hey, people, it just been, hey, you know, in years past, we haven't been hearing about people getting shot downtown, but ever since they did that, man, hey, people been getting killed down here, man, getting shot. All right, the love of man, you waxing cold. All right, this times that we in, man. You can't be going out and about, but women, they want to go to cruises and all this shit, man. Ain't the time for that shit, man. Go ass and go somewhere and get stuck, man. Motherfucking Somalian pirates can invade that shit.
Got him.
All right, you got it, bro.
Let me read this
Fine.
in the NLT.
All right.
Romans chapter 13, verse 11 in the NLT. This is all the more urgent, for you know how late it is. Time is running out. Wake up, for our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed.
See, it's urgent,
Said
man.
when we first believed.
Yup. So wherever you thought that it was, man, it's closer than that, man. All right, you know, they may say, you know, we don't, we try to gauge it, but, you know, we don't know for sure. No man knows the day or the hour, but the Heavenly Father. All right, but it's urgent, man. Man, really, in the spirit, man, you're supposed to woke up yesterday. You know, those that's waking up now, every man had a time and season to come into this thing, but, hey, you really think about it, man, hey, we kind of lagging behind, all right, in the grand scheme of things, how close we are to that day, all right, but, you know, every member of the elect gonna wake up into this thing, because that's the only thing we're waiting on right now before the last remaining prophecy. You know, you gotta elect men waking up every day, but you can tell that door is shutting closer and closer, because now, man, hey, you know, the head, the top count, they have the 100% truth, the 144% truth, all right, of the election, all right, Great Millstone, and they say, hey, man, you know what, we've doing away with these affiliate camps, because these affiliate they still got a spirit of the world on them, man. All right, they think, you know, just because they got their own thing, they'll just tell you that. Don't think that of yourself to be. Oh, let's get that. Don't think yourself out to be more than what you are.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, because hey, man, that's how you gonna get that pride and that ego on your ass, and you gonna say some shit that's gonna be a stumbling block. You gonna say something gonna put you in that trick bag. And you know, hey, the men of the Lord, man, hey, we see it all, man. Any video that a brother put out, best believe a man of the Lord done seen it. And he probably done seen the group chat. You know, they discussing it amongst themselves, because that's what we do, man. All right, we got our eyes on everything. The Lord told us, you know, to mark those that cross the vision, how that's scopeo, man. All right, even that's why I gotta be sure whenever we bring out this truth, bring out this doctrine, we gotta be on point, man, because these brothers listening. All right, you know, sometimes we'll stumble over, we'll stumble. All right, you know, but hey, man, you know, hey, we gotta correct it, man. You know, brothers, you know, that's the way you have the brotherhood for it. Like, oh man, you know, you went off from it, man. You gotta correct it, or you know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you on point, or make sure you not, you know, slip of the tongue. I was thinking of having slip of the tongue, but you know, you gotta make sure our doctrine on point, man. Because hey, man, because if you say something that's bugged out, all right, you gotta make sure that brother okay, man. Because you continue to keep on coming out with that bugged out stuff, you know, like, hey man, this dude ain't right. That's a clear, sure way to find out if a brother ain't right, man. If the doctrine not on point, man. And it starts slacking, man. All right. Yeah. So this is urgent, man. All right. You know.
You said give me a precept where I don't know if this is what you was talking about.
Yeah.
This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 3. For if a man thinks himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceives.
Yeah, so you think yourself to be something when you was nothing, you deceiving yourself, man. That's why, man, we just hope to be a part of that fold, man. Be a part of that number. We don't gotta be, hey, we'll be thankful we the least man in the kingdom. The least. Alright? The man of a lesser rank. Alright, we don't care. We just be a doorman in the kingdom, like, even though, you know, the elect don't have their position, but we just saying, you know, we remaining humble in this thing. So you can't think of yourself, you know, to be something. Or you can't be, oh yeah, man, I'm the top. Man, look what happened to Alexander, man. He thought he was just the top chief priest, man. You know, he thought, and I seen him in Apostle Torah comment board. Like, he be in the comment board, all right, but now, man, his ass been excommunicated, man. Nobody look at him as that level that he put himself on. He deceived himself. All right, he was a worldly man. All right, and his secrets came out, man. The Lord revealed his secrets. So, hey, man,
Got you, bitch.
like the scriptures say, man, you know, hey, off God, you know, paraphrasing, hey, man, hey, don't worry about, you know, the roles, you know, you come to camp, you looking at to be a spiritual man, a man of the Lord, you know, you come out here going hard for this truth. In your daily life, man, you a nigga. Don't worry about, you know, hey, because what the men of the Lord don't see, the Lord, the Heavenly Father see. And he will out your ass, man. All right, you have somebody in the world that out your ass. All right, they'll contact one of the Akim, and they'll reveal your secrets, man. All right? The Lord got ways to reveal your ass. Yeah, the Lord, man. Hey. And sometimes, you know, you can have a feeling something ain't right, but, you know, you can't kick a brother out unjustly. You know, you can't, you know, be quick to judge, all right, because you don't have no idea what's going on. But the Lord going to let you hear about things that's going on. All right, then you can make that decision. Then, you know, us being merciful men, sometimes we can be too merciful. You know, try to lend a rope, all right, or a lifeline, or what's called the things, the life raft. Try to lend that, like, try to reel the brother back in. But hey, man, it be too far going. All right. Yeah, man, but we gotta keep on pushing, man. Hey, people gonna come in and fall out, man. All right, many are called, but few are chosen, man. All right, there's gonna be some people that's gonna be offended, or you know, this never was for them anyway. All right, you know, a lot of times it be people that's just filling up a roster spot, and then you know they get cut, and somebody else will fill their roles. Yeah, they just, you know, keep it to where, you know, never do what the Lord like. I always say he'll take two of a household and one of a city, man. So the Lord, you know, He ain't looking for a super team or super camps all over. Sometimes you got one man camp, two man camps, three man, four, five. You know, in a larger city, of course, you're gonna have way more than that. You know, it's a bigger city, man. It's more concentration of people, and it's a higher chance of more elect to be out in those cities. All right. Hey, man, it's not about filling your ranks, your numbers, man. All right, we know it's about bringing in good fruit. You try to bring in all kinds of matter of fruit, you bound to bring in a bad fruit or approximately bad fruit. All right, and there's things that come with it. There's things that come with having big camps. But some guys, you know, saying like some of these affiliates, they have some men, what is it, keeping men to themselves, keeping up a flock or following. All right, if you're not spiritually right, all right, you'll get prideful and ego. I mean, you know, the Lord gave me this camp, and I got these men under me. You think yourself to be high and macho, man. But really, the Lord, man, you don't know, man. The Lord probably got it out for you, man. Look at the flaming fire count, you know. Proud on that nigga, man. Now look at him. That nigga back in the world, man. I did a video in 2 years, man. Nigga through, man. Alright? Some of these niggas, they're spiritual grifters. Because the thing going around about being a grifter, that means you follow whatever gonna give you an audience, man. Alright, and that's what the Genesis church is, you know. They trying to follow an audience, man. It's not about sincerely feeding the sheep. Alright, so like
I got a piece of it real quick to back you up. This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High have dealt to every man the measure of faith.
So you gotta think sober. You gotta be circumspect. You gotta be aware of the times we in, aware of what's going on, man. Aware of, it's not the time to be teaching prosperity or teaching, we gotta get a land, we gotta get a piece of America, man. It's time for that, man. This place about to be burnt, man. This place about to be destroyed. Alright, so you can't think of yourself to be more highly than what you are, man. You can't self-appoint yourself. It's just like in the world, man. Alright, you say like these game bangers or these 2/3 niggas, you can't self-appoint you a nickname. That nickname gotta be given to you. Alright, it's just on a low level. Alright, you can't appoint yourself, that you an apostle or you an elder. You know, some guys self-appoint themselves to be an elder. Like you ain't even been teaching out here. Hey man, that's why the apostle said, man, in order to be on that level, you gotta be at least doing this thing about 20 plus years. Alright, you can't be in this thing 5 years and you an elder. You know, you got some brothers that are astute and studious, that their wisdom is on that level. But you know, if you just self-appoint yourself a title, man, hey, you got a side out of that dude, man. Like, why you doing it, man?
You got guys that been in the truth 2 years, and now they in elder.
Yeah,
Like, remember, called himself elder, and now something like that.
Yeah.
Dude did a video announcing his retirement. Remember that shit? And we still believe, but
Oh my God.
we just ain't no more.
You can't have it both ways.
And how you fall out the truth like three? He fell out like 3 times, bro. Nigga disappeared for a few years, come back. Yeah, he came back with a whole different doctrine, bro. The 12 tribe chart is fake. A whole bunch of disobedience.
I ain't seen no buddy out there, but I know he's still out there somewhere. What's his name? MenOfValorSCUpstate. I've got to be something.
Oh, something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, man, hey. But you got them out there, man. It's just examples, man. You know, and ultimately why the Lord said to deceive and the deceiver is his. So he put that deceive spirit on them, man, because the Lord rejected them, man. Alright, so you know they know that they're Israelites, you know, they got a zeal according to knowledge. I mean a zeal, you know, what's it called?
Zeal of the Most High.
Yeah, but not according to knowledge. They know of the Most High. They know of who they are. That's as far as it goes. All right, they didn't retain the knowledge, man. They heard of it, but hey, it started leaking. It leaked up out of them, man. You know. So yeah, man. So we not offended, man. You know, we at a time. time, man, we're not offended at scoffers, man. Sometimes they would make you mad, but we at a time, man, you just laugh at them, man. You know, they just a joke. All right, they mock at us, but really they the ones that's gonna get laughed at in the end of the day. And they the one ultimately when Juicy and all them do they skits. They're the main ones they really making fun of. All right, because you don't see, we you don't see them with the big ass megaphone and the spirit. All right, that's theatrics. That's all for show, man. All right, you know. This morning,
That's a little more meat right now. Verse 4 says, for as we have many members and one body, and all members have not the office.
Yeah, so you got different members but one body. You got different functioning parts of the body, man. You got brothers that's skillful in different areas. All right, but we're one body, you know. And we learn from one another. We take heed of what each other have to say, you know, whether it's advice, wisdom, health, stuff to better your health. All right, different things. It's more about this truth than, yep, out here is the main thing, but it's more that this truth that pertains to this truth. All right, this is a lifestyle, man. All right, so you gotta carry yourself as a man of the Lord, at camp and outside of camp. All right, you gotta rehearse the righteous acts. All right, so it's many members of the body. All right, can we read it again like that?
Yep, verse 4 says, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office.
Yep. All members don't have the same office, man. And that goes into rankings. All right, it goes into, a measure of the faith, talents. All right, hey man, you got some brothers that are speakers, some are readers, and hey, I believe some brothers that are readers, they out to be teachers as well. But sometimes it may not be required to be. All right, but hey, those bros still do videos. All right, they still show improve their work. All right, we had a guy. We heard of people. I'm a reader. I can't teach. I'm a reader. Like they comfortable with the role that they're in, and end up getting too comfortable, relaxed. Yeah, because in any given moment in this truth, it can be at a moment where it be the next man up. All right. What if it's a moment where you gotta teach by yourself, or you gotta be more ready at end. That's what it's about. Like, say when you're in the army, and you learn how to use certain guns. Like, even if you're a cook, you still know how to fight. All right, you a tech guy, but you still know how to. You still got the basic combat skills. All right, that's what it's about, man. Same with this doctrine. So what if you're a reader or a guy behind the camera on the other side? You still gotta, understand this truth to a level to where you can come out and teach it. To where if you was to break down a chapter, you were able to break it down, thoroughly so, someone can understand it. Yeah. All right? You can't get comfortable in this thing. That's why, Yahweh Shai said he'll have it whether you was hot or cold. And not wishy-washy, not double-minded, not being in the spirit of, just being a body just around. You here, but you're not here. All right? You got it, bro.
Verse 5, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us. Whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. That's pretty much the point, going into different things. And every one of those examples, I can think about a brother that's pretty much, that does those things. Like, when I think about exhortation, Elder Zahar, man. He always goes into, he has morning walks and stuff, and it's always exhortation to continue, because you get that. The scripture says, exhort one another daily. And you got brothers that prophesy. You got I'm thinking about right now the brother in London, the elder brother in London, GMS Babylon is fallen, and the spirit been on him. He's been going into like some of the old breakdowns, like this, you know, in the Babylon being destroyed. Some of those like scripts, like I forgot all about that, you know, and actually going into that. You know, you got the apostles, you got ministering. Think about it, they minister. The apostles get up and do videos daily, more than one. All right, and then it's like they popcorn. You know, it's like they land back in the spirit is jumping. You have Elder Apostle Ramla, you have Elder Apostle Bar, Elder Apostle Har, he throwing his video in there. Elder Apostle Car, he'll throw his videos in there, and then it's just, hey, the spirit is always moving, right? But it's all for the betterment of the body, man. You know, because hey, there's so much going on. Every brother can't necessarily. We all still got lives and stuff, but hey, being still connected and tapped into the body, you ain't missing nothing, man. Or you shouldn't be, you know. Yeah, that was it on that. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? When shall be the end of the first, or the beginning of it that followeth?
They're just asking when's going to be the end, you know, of the times, man. All right? Now, how we know it's the end time? All right? And there's another part of the Apocrypha. All right, I can't remember where it was, but it speaks of about, you know, the earth is divided in 12 parts, man. All right? I think it said, what, 10 parts already been passed. All right? So now we wait, you know, hey, roughly we don't know the timetable, you know, but roughly, you know, 2,000 years have already been passed and went by, man. All right? You know, so we are basically coming at the end of that last of the 12 parts. All right? You know, so that's how we know, man. We're at the end, man. All right? So what's left for this devil to do? That's why they gearing up now. All right? You know, this new regime, this Republican regime, they setting up stuff in the law and the legislation or passing bills that's going to lead to them trying to establish the NWO. All right, it's going to happen. Hey, this whole year going, how far we even get through, how far we get through this year, this whole year going to be about sex. Like, that's why you got these guys, man. That's why these guys are bought and paid for to teach false doctrine. Because this devil did that so it can offset it, but the elect already waking up, man. You can't, once the elect is woke, they can't be back to sleep. So, hey, man, hey, this truth has did its damage hurt. The way, you know, the brother said that, you know, it was somebody out, you know, talking about Edomites, talking about Esau. So, the world, they know who they are, man. I believe not every Edomite that come by here, but a good majority. I wouldn't be surprised if they know what an Edomite or heard something about it. All right, because this went throughout the earth, man. Hey, if you on TikTok long enough, you gonna come across. Hey, I came across it. That am I a Edom? You know, and then I was watching Elder Menach's video. You got Edomites. They break it down in history better than what we could, almost. You know, but not really. But basically, I say to say that the Edomites on the panel, they was talking about, how Paul, you know, he basically went to the Israelites scattered abroad. All right, and he didn't go to the heathen nation. All right, he didn't go to the church of the Goops or church of the Ishmaelites. You know, so. They show you that these people know it's to be true, but they're stupid like how the world is, man. All right, they know something to be true, but they want to go with what feels right. They want to go with the popular opinion. All right, what the world take to be true. All right, what the world say, oh, the Lord, you know, the Lord died for everybody, that He loves you. No, man. In history, you got to go by what the history says. All right, history says that the Heavenly Father do not deal with you, especially you Edomites. All right, that He's going to destroy you. Y'all going to receive judgment. Y'all going to go into captivity. And the history says that You know, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Israelites, and that never changed. The Lord changed now. He's not going to change his mind last second. You know what? I'm going to let Edomites in. No, it don't work like that, man. All right?
Yep. It says, verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Well, so Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the world that followed. And also in that video, Elder Nazaba made a good point. All right, how can you small, you tiny tots be the people? All right, but y'all ruling. He said you can't rule and be in captivity at the same time. All right? You know, so hey man, the Lord's people is in captivity right now. They're not ruling. So how is you the people if you got your hand tied up in everything, man, with sports, entertainment industry, government, everything, banking, all this shit. How you suffering? How you under the curse, man?
Hands all in war, like it ain't supposed to be no war. If they was the people, scripture say, nation shall not learn war anymore.
Another big example of that is something that we all have to deal with as adults. If you go about getting a house or getting a car, or getting a loan, you get charged an interest rate by these banks. But it's then came out, these damn tiny towns, their interest rate is zero. Their interest rate is zero, meaning they can borrow or whatever and they don't have to pay. What's fucking up people with student loans, houses, cars, they got interest rate. Even a low interest rate is like 5-6%. That's low in 2026, 2025, 2026. Jake, they like to charge Jake 10, 15, 20% interest. Keep you in a loop. These groups, these tiny towns, they giving them 0% interest, man.
And they millionaires at 18 years old.
Yep.
Because Elder Lockley did a few videos and he had some Edomites bringing it out. A lot of U.S. taxpaying dollars goes to the tiny tops and it accumulates in a bank account for them from when they're young to when they're 18. They can pull it out. That's why they have the money to start businesses and pretty much because it's U.S. tax dollars giving them money. It's like in an account to where we turn 18, they got at least $1 million, bro.
Trust. Meanwhile, the average American, you get a Social Security number and you're automatically in a certain amount of debt. Like if you go into the debt clock now, they say like our debt is like $40 trillion. If you break it down per citizen, it's $100,000 per citizen. You know, because you got a Social Security card, because you're a property of the U.S. corporation, right? You know. But these tiny towns, how they getting all this special treatment? Going back to the point, how the hell are y'all the people? And the Lord said that in the end, the people would be oppressed. But y'all getting 0%. I didn't know they were getting zero, man. That was new to me. I thought it was getting 2-3%. No, they're getting 0% interest. They can build, and like I said, I didn't even know they get that trust. So you getting set up. So when you turn 18, you got $1 million. You sitting on $1 million, and you don't gotta pay interest. So you can go and take that $1 million, and you can send it, put it to another bank, borrow $1 million off that $1 million. Now you got $2 million, 0 interest. That's able to build. Jake ain't able to do that shit,
That's
man.
why they run everything. And then even in the whole gold industry, right? I be looking at Trap C. He be showing the inside on how these tiny tots do business, bro. They got something called coin clip, where they'll, you know what I'm talking about? They'll clip a gold, say they sell you an ounce of gold. They'll clip the gold, they'll clip some of it and then sell it to you full price. While they keeping,
Take a little bit off
they
the top.
keeping pieces of it here. Wickedness, bro.
Yeah, man. Just tell us how this double rule, man. Alright.
I'll leave some green and
Take some of everything, man. You know? He'll take all you have and you clown ball. And that's why the scriptures tell you, man, this how you know, and this how we keep track of who the devil is, man. Alright? You know, the scriptures tell you how he moves in rulership, man. That's how you can determine or track where Edomites ruled in history and all these different things, man. All right, it's based off who's in the power seat. This is how you can determine the ages and the times that you're in, man. That's how we know we in mystery Babylon the Great, man. All right, we know the history of how this place rose up into power, man. Hey, just track Esau Edom's tracks, man. And it's gonna lead up all the way, to here, what we got here now. You gotta go back to started with the Greco-Roman Empire. Lead your ass all the way up to America, Babylon the Great. All right, with the harlot sitting on the scarlet colored beast. So that's how we know who's in rulership right now. Not only the scriptures tell us so, but we see it with our very eyes. We getting first-hand experience. All right, so if we come a time, man, you can't keep trying to you can't deny what the scripts say, man. It's gonna get to a point everybody's gonna see who this devil is, man. All right, Revelation 12 and 12, man. All right, he's gonna come down with great wrath because his time is short, man. So rejoice with the time you have left, man, because once he get his roll on, man, all people in this land, all people on the earth gonna suffer, man. It ain't gonna be just Jake, man. Yeah, it's called Jacob's trouble, but it's the world's trouble, man. All right, gonna get to a point, man. Y'all gonna be glad that, Yahweh Shai, concerning other heathens, y'all gonna be glad that the Lord knocked this devil out of power, man. In the grand scheme of things. All right, what the brother brought out. But in Isaiah 14, man, even the heathens gonna rejoice, man. Say it's the man. All right, because, hey, there was another video. What video was it? Where somebody said that, it was Godfrey podcast. He called it like Godcast. But he said, man, because they had an Elamite on the panel with him. And he tried to equate his struggle to the struggle of a black man, some Martin Luther King or Malcolm X type shit. Man, they struggle, man. Yeah, it is Jacob Monday on there that struggle and under curses. But these heathens, they willingly let Esau kick their ass, man. All right? And they equate it to, like, how, the popular kid in school, you have somebody, they're not really on the exact level of a popular kid, but if it's somebody that they picking on, they'll join in and kick that person down too. So, Esau made it to where, Jake is better than joke, where all the nations is in on it, they make fun of us. All right, but Esau don't give a damn about you heathens either, man. Like what you said, man, Esau did the gooch the dirtiest, man. And they still model their whole city and everything, got in the suits and all that, man. Well, man, he did man dirty. He dropped an actual nuke on his ass. Two of them, man.
Bro, and they don't speak about the fire, I think it's called fire bomb. What's it called? Fire bombing or something. Pretty much, they didn't just drop 2 atomic bombs on them. They also hit their ass with a whole bunch of fire, bro, like a napalm shot. And they say they surrendered after the first bomb. They dropped the second one anyway.
Esau dope, man.
They weren't gonna drop it on their brethren, the Teemanites in Germany, because the war, if you go into the history, pretty much the Japan front was pretty much damn near over with when they started getting them. But you still had the front of Germany. They could have easily dropped that shit in the middle of Germany. They didn't want to. Because they were still Edomites, man. They still our people. That's what that was their mindset. But these goops, fuck these niggas, man. And they did it, man.
It was called the fire bombing of Tokyo. And they hit their ass with the whole fire. They said, it was before the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So I guess that was the first when they did it before they took it.
That's why the Lord gonna put the spirit on these other nations. Be like, man, they're gonna be like, F it, man. They gonna push that button. If they don't, the angels gonna push that button. So that's why, you know, they gonna destroy this place, man. Alright? Because really, it's just like when you finally get strong enough to fight your bully, man, you let loose on them, man. Say you got older, you got your weight up, alright, and you see your bully, man, and you see he a loser, you gonna stump that nigga out. You know? If it came down to it, man. You know what a nigga in the world would get? You know? That's how this place gonna be, man. This place not the top dog it used to be, but Trump in there huffing and puffing, you know, the head self and all them, they trying to build back, make it seem like, yeah, you know, make America great again, renew its strength in its glory days, but damage already done. You know? All what you can do is not gonna reverse what a decade and a half of what has already been made, man. This mess that already been made. Alright, this devil trying to do it, you know, but he's doing it in the means of control. A totalitarian, alright, rule, man. Alright? Main thing that can keep this devil in office, man, which we know gonna happen, that a war gonna kick off, you know, where we feel through the spirit, we can perceive in the spirit, and this nigga gonna stay in office, man. Alright, because if the third woe go down, alright, in the next few years, or when it's, if not later, hey man, he gonna be the last president. You know? Or he could be ruled, well, we don't know for sure, but he try to move around as a dictator, or people trying to put that on him, trying to have the no kings post and all this shit. You know, people really give Trump more power than what he really have, man. He's just a puppet. He you know, and I think he say, you know, he trying to say he a small head, you know. So he's telling you.
Yeah, they call him the world's first Jake Jersey.
Yeah, so
They said that shit.
So he's telling you whose side he on. He bought and paid for it.
Yeah, his daughter, Ivanka, is married to a small hat.
She converted.
You know, yep.
She converted. Judaism.
I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., they son is
all
married
linked
to.
the wall.
Yeah, they link them together,
They
man.
had to lick the wall.
And I'm pretty sure I started watching the damn Trump movie. It's not really that interesting, but it goes into you know, Trump in the 80s and shit like that. But I think his lawyer, you know, you know, because Trump known for getting sued and shit, but he had a good lawyer. I'm pretty sure his lawyer was a Tiny Top, and then they showed in the movie when they got introduced to each other and how popular this Tiny Top lawyer was, man, and how connected he was in New York, bro. I'm talking about, he was getting off on shit where they were saying that Trump, within Trump's companies, he was basically discriminating against Jake. And this Tiny Top lawyer was getting this nigga off, man, on corporate cases and shit like that, man. You know? So, hey, he been juiced in with them Tiny Tops, man.
And it's right in front of everybody's face, man. You know, that's why, at the end of the day, everything that we've been saying, that's why they said since the big pandemic, so-called conspiracy theories been undefeated right now. Alright? Because what a lot of them so-called conspiracies are really, you know, a lot of them linked with prophecy. Alright? Y'all still a little bit of Matthew 24.
It's Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive me.
Yes, so take heed that no man deceive. You got people being deceived. Alright, last year, you know, you had not only the dude that made them arcs, see people got a bag, stupid bag off them people. Alright, you had the rapture thing. Alright, the so-called rapture, you know, a lot of people believe in that. Mainly, you know, you seen a lot of Edomites in it. Y'all heathens fucking stupid. You know? Like, a lot of y'all people is really bugged the fuck out. You know, it ain't, all our hell ain't broke. You got people, the so-called ratchet thing, they selling their house, they giving their kids away. Like, how stupid can you be? So the ratchet was real. When your kids can't go, that's fucked up. It's like, man, nobody give a damn. Hey, FT, man, fuck them kids. That's how people feel that especially if shit tightened up. All right, when hyperinflation, all these things kick in, man. Hey, man, people gonna be every man for themselves. You in the world, all right, you got it. Yeah, so it's gonna be people that's gonna come in, you know, the Lord's name, or you know, being a false prophet, all right, or deceive people. You know what? If you're a man of the Lord, you're not gonna be deceived. It's just, you know, people in the world gonna be deceived, but it's just a sign that we had to see. So this nigga that made these Noah arks, saying the earth gonna flood again, which you know they ain't gonna happen. But that just, you know, the Lord showing us that, hey, these kind of people that's gonna be out here in these last days. All right, trying to get a hustle. All right, you know, you gotta go.
All right, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. The end is not yet.
So we hearing of wars and rumors of wars. All right, Russia, Ukraine, different proxy wars. Now they going at it with Venezuela. 777. Yeah, man. So hey, it's places, man. It's about to be done. We be seeing all these prophecies come to pass that the Lord gave, you know, his apostles the rundown on what's gonna happen in these last days. What they see in these last days, because the apostles are back here today. Maybe not all of them, but we have some of the apostles here, man, and this what they are seeing in these last days, man. All right, the wars and rumors of wars. All right, you know, so it's many more to come, man. Hey, man, Lord willing, man, I hope something go down like a couple years ago with them tidy tops in New York, man. I hope another event on that level had y'all come out where they get exposed, man. Sometimes you get tired of hearing celebrities and all these people getting exposed, like especially when it's Jake, man, because they do Jake the dirty. Man, we want to hear see you elites get exposed.
Yeah, the Lord said, I will make Esau bare. He shall not be able to hide himself. Meaning what? He ain't going to be able to escape the fact that we all know that you the Edomite nigga. You know, because he spent the last, you know, 5, 6 decades or centuries saying, oh, we white, we're European. You know, he's reconstructed entire like doctrines behind what they call it, because Elder Malcolm always go into it, Mongoloids, whatever. There's like 2, but basically they try to get away from the whole Ham, Shem, and Japhet thing, you know, and that's how he's able to try to hide himself and shit. Oh, we was always in Europe, we Europeans and shit. Nah, nigga, you the devil that the Bible speaks of. And I love that the Lord, he set it up to where you could identify this guy by his actions, not necessarily by his skin color, because that's major, but and we look how he's being now. Esau trying to hide, what does skin color have to do about it? What about the actions? The scripture say you niggas will be doing this, and this, and it proves that you're in power. You take it to you take, you keep taking. You occupy all, everywhere, never satisfied. You heap it, you gather unto yourself all people, all nations, and all people, man. Your actions, man.
This nigga got the whole earth. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Bro. He's everywhere, bro. And still not happy. On New Year's, they have something where all the billionaires in the world, they eat with their yachts and shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
You seen it? Like, Esau living, bro. Esau, like, and still not happy. The scriptures say that they have all their heart to reach, something like that. Like, they're still not happy. That's not enough. We gotta put this chip in. Alright, this is verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah, so nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. These powers, they've been ruling for so long. Best believe, man, they stay in cahoots, man. Alright, that's why you got the summit meetings they have almost every year or every other year, or every case may be, where the nations come together All right, you know, and I think that's what the same mean. What mean was it the tiny top girl said, lady said that the Jakes in America their biggest problem. That was some kind of thing. So they come together and discuss, probably, the Israelites, they know what's going on, the chariots and all these different things, they the meetings. All right, but nations, the kingdoms are against one another. Y'all in cahoots, but y'all against one another, because the Lord is steering y'all up to be at odds, especially the UN, the United Nations. NATO and the EU, they at odds, man. They never gonna be fully in agreement. The Lord is not with it, man. The Lord don't want y'all to be in agreement. The Lord wants y'all against each other. So when the end all be all come, y'all will be scraping and scrambling. Scraping and scrambling for shit, man. Alright? When the won't pop off, man. Really, y'all not ready, man. That whole thing with Ronald Reagan said, there was a so-called alien invasion. Alright, where all the nations come together and fight. Y'all not gonna be on one accord on that, man. Y'all gonna get fucked up, man. The only one that's really gonna have the spirit to fight, alright, is Esau, man. He the one that ain't gonna submit, man. But I can see some groups probably submit, giving up, possibly. But who am I to say, man? I'm speaking as a man. Y'all gonna get fucked up, man. Alright? There's gonna be earthquakes in diverse places, pestilences, famines. Hey, we experiencing famines on a low level. It's gonna get to a point where certain goods, that's what I see with the food stamps. Alright, they trying to say, you can't buy no more junk food with the food stamps. They're the people that buy the most snacks. So if they don't buy, it's gonna be shit just sitting on the shelf going stale, going bad. You're gonna see them selling it low, trying to get that shit out of there. Alright, they might stop selling. Certain shit gonna be discontinued. That's a famine right there.
Businesses, them businesses gonna lose money, bro.
Yeah.
Because they depend on people spending their stamps on them.
Yeah.
So them businesses gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
This is a domino effect.
Yeah.
Everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And they mentioned earthquakes. We just had an earthquake in Mexico today. So like a 6.1 earthquake.
Every day, man. Even in America. Like just because you don't feel one in America, man, they going on. Alright, so yeah, man. So the earth is crying out. The earth really give warning. Alright, the earth even give warning of the times that we in. The earth gonna roll to and fro. That's mainly when the missiles hit. But certain places gonna be moved out of this place, man. Alright? Hey man, hey, Lord willing, possibly Yellowstone gonna finally erupt. Alright? Esau love talking about Yellowstone. It's gonna erupt one day.
They got that big fault line in San Francisco too.
Yeah.
They call it the big one.
Here.
They said that big one's supposed to hit at some point.
I could travel away.
Alright, verse 8. All of these are the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, this is just the beginning, man. Hearing the wars, rumors of wars, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation, famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. It's just the beginning. So everything we're experiencing now, this is just we ain't seen nothing yet. Alright, we ain't experienced true tribulation. Right now we still go out, get our daily bread. Alright, have certain freedoms, but we can tighten up. Alright, the squeeze. We can feel that massive control getting the grips getting tighter in the form of digital ID. Alright, they doing certain things to where you're not having your freedoms anymore. The freedom of speech is damn near gone, non-existent. How they start getting it enacted is by controlling people's pockets, man. That's why, man, we in a time, people always bought and paid for. We had television. Alright, anybody that's on TV, man, is bought and paid for. Right now, everybody bought and paid for. Politicians, right? These people on the internet, alright, on YouTube, man, a lot of these people bought and paid for, paid off the zip, you know. You can't really trust anything. You can't trust the news, nothing no more, man. Cause they got somebody in their back pocket trying to paint a narrative. All right. So let's go down to 12.
Verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
It's starting to happen now. That's one Bible verse that I keep telling everybody. They keep saying like everyone's getting worse. I said they ain't see nothing yet. Yeah. Good night.
So iniquity shall abound, love of many shall wax cold. So it's a lot of wickedness, a lot of unjustness. All right, a lot of hell going out, man. So that's everybody gonna get cold, man. Hatred, no more love out here. Hey, y'all remember some years back? Your neighbors used to check up on you, make sure you good. Hey, they ain't doing it now. In the neighborhood, it's everybody for themselves. You don't have neighbors coming up asking for sugar and shit.
Yeah.
See, you gotta get your own shit.
Get your own liquor.
All right, see, though.
Verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Yep, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And that's mainly concerning the elect. All right, so those of the elect, or those of Israel that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So, and we gotta endure. So all this gonna be going on, we still gonna have to endure. All right, that's a lot, man, but it's gonna get worse than that. All right, because right now, we able to go about through our day and we seeing all these things come to pass, but you don't really, you ain't gonna really understand. Well, many people ain't gonna really understand till it's at your doorstep, till second address 16 next door. All right, that's when y'all really gonna see. Oh man, we in a fucked up case right now. All right, so let's get verse 14.
It's verse 14, and this gospel kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Yeah, so this gospel have been preached to the whole world, man. You got great millstone counts all over the earth, pretty much, in certain areas. All right, this truth been preached on all the internet in all countries, man. Any country that got internet access, this truth can hit their land. So yeah, man, you can be anywhere on the earth, literally, and hear this truth. You can be somewhere in Antarctica and hear this truth. All right, so this gospel has been preached to all the earth, man. But now we at the end. We coming to the time of the end. All right. So this truth was sent out to wake up the elect of Israel. All right, and to give warning to the world of what comes. Because the Lord, He's sending the warning out before He brings destruction. So we telling y'all the destruction is about to come, man. All right, but now we're nearing the end because this work has fulfilled its perfect works. All right, the elect pretty much is sealed or about to be sealed. All right, we're in that last hour, man. That last call for that wine, man. So you gotta get that wine, you gotta get this truth, man. But this is good news to the elect. You part of the elect, man. Hey, it's a lot of good news in the Bible. But if you're 2/3, man, hey, we'll see you next go around. We'll see you in the kingdom. All right, so that's what it's about, man. Is to wake up the elect. All right, and basically, what's in Ezekiel. But Ezekiel 3, we marking out here prophesying, marking those that's of the elect, and giving them that marking exemption, and you 2/3 getting marked for destruction, and you heathens, all right, y'all know, because when everything goes down, all right, Lord, because the Lord, scripture say that the Lord gonna create on all flesh. You got certain people of other nations that they have an epiphany moment, you know, which you may see it amongst Esau. All right, amen. A lot of you heathens just lost in the sauce, but the end is about to come, man. All right, we almost about it, man. So with that being said, we hope this is an edifying camp. With that being said, we give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
We give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the world one teach well, and salutations to the hopeful elect, this other Christian is true, in all honesty and sincerity. So Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.